I'm now recording. Let's open this VOD. What would you say is like your main issue on Doom? Like when you're in a match, right? And you're losing. Before you
I
start blaming people on your team, like what would you say is the thing you're constantly doing wrong in those matches?
pretty sure it's just my engagements and maybe my position.
So like what do you like okay, that makes sense. So just your engagements you'd say. Is it do
Yeah.
you think you have like
Yeah.
issues with awareness at all?
What do you mean by awareness?
So like in a fight if things are happening, right, and you're in the middle of a fight, do you think you have a good understanding of what's going on or a bad understanding? Usually.
I'd say like in the middle.
Okay.
Not. It's
One
not
last
good. It's not
question.
bad either.
What?
It's not good. Not bad.
Okay. So, let's play this. This is what rank?
Low diamond.
Okay. Big. The big rollout.
We will
Yeah.
all see justice done in the end.
What the Winston doing?
I don't know.
What's he doing?
5, 4,
He's doing Doomfist rollouts too, I guess.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay.
Defend objective A.
Hey there.
What's the pause key for this shit? I gotta figure this out. I forgot the pause key. I just don't want to have to keep pressing N.
Baby.
Alright. Huh? Hmm? Did they remove it? Okay, let's play the bot here. Just one quick thing, I would say sitting back here, yes, you are out of position. You're out of position and out of LOS of them, so that's good so they don't know you're up here. But one issue is you can't actually see what they're doing down there. So I'd recommend always being in a spot where you could see the enemy. So like unless you're trying to live and trying to get behind them, there's no point to not be in line of sight of them unless you're the only one by yourself. So I would just stand over here so you could see them and so you know when to dive in, because being back here is just kind of pointless.
Okay, yeah, I missed like a few, I guess. Okay.
But yeah, I'd always just stay in LOS because like you just got high ground there, you could have waited and just done a larger arc slam like the 125 off the top of the roof there. At this point, like I think you should be backing up the point. But yeah, always stay in LOS of the enemy team when you're not trying to die. When you're not trying to live, I guess.
Yeah, I was planning
Okay.
here, but it's fine.
Wait, what?
No, I was planning to stall here, but got hacked.
Okay, so here you're going in on them. That's good because at this point they haven't started really pushing hard yet. Mercy just died, which is okay. At this point, look where your team is, right? Like the three people,
Yeah.
the two people left, the three people left. I mean, I know there isn't many left, but I mean, just a general rule of thumb is like fall back so that like if you're not doing anything, like what are you doing here? just fall back more, I guess.
So instead of engaging, I should have just regroup with my team.
Yeah, so
Defend the objective.
you decided to engage, which is a good thing, right? But you needed to have backed up a lot quicker. Like you started backing up and you went on the flank here, all the way over here around, right? But there's no real
Yeah.
point of doing that. Your team is all like kind of just backing up here. If you backed up earlier, what might have happened was so let's say you did an R25 125 slam off of there, right? Right here,
Okay.
instead of jumping down to the platform. You would have gotten a much larger slam on all these people here. And then as soon as I got that slam and then uppercutted, which is what I would have done right after slamming, I probably would have gotten a kill and then backed up the point. Because once you get some value, there's no point to stay in. There's no point of staying in the fight once you get value, unless you know for a fact you can get more. If you get a pick, just back out, unless you know you can get another.
Okay.
It's always better
Get
to
it.
back up and be with your team
Defend the objective.
than to stay in and try to get more. Because you could always re-engage, so yeah, that fight was unlucky. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of mistakes at the start, but
Defense point.
I'm gonna do a more holistic, like, what's your general gameplay mistakes towards the end, okay?
Okay.
Sorry if it feels like I'm just,
Understood.
like,
No,
telling everything
it's
you
fine,
do.
it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
nice, you're getting Ryan, good. Yeah, he wasn't a killable there.
Your
So remember,
time's run
oh,
out.
he died. Now you're just 2 up here, right? And they're gonna start pushing. So I'm just gonna guess what happens because you're charging up your punch. You're probably gonna cancel your punch, right? Or you're gonna punch the diva if she flies forward. But because there's 3 here, and where's the rest? Oh, they're dead.
Still
But-
do some point.
There's no red outline. What the fuck? Oh, they're over there. Yeah.
No,
they're
I was
dead.
also do some point. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't really. I'm not gonna expect you to have awareness of where your your soldier's standing at this point.
Yeah.
You should know that from what the perspective you had is that your monkey died, your Ana's up here with you. That's what you should know, okay? That is good enough, you're probably gonna live. But the second you see 2 or more people engage you, run the fuck away. It's just how that works.
Get in there.
Okay.
If you're being engaged and you don't have an advantage, just run. Like here, just stay on high ground, don't even try to do that. I do that a lot, where I just punch off like this, exactly. It's not good, it's pointless.
Yeah,
You may live, but it's just so much risk.
Watching your back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
While I VOD review, I'm trying to give you my perspective of things. So, not really how to fix a match that already happened.
Yeah.
Okay. I would go down the stairs here and just slam down the stairs. They're engaging this way. So slamming down the stairs would be a perfect option to kill that Mercy instead of just going in front of their whole team. You see, by going in front of their whole team, what could happen is, if they're smart, like if you went down this way and they're pushing this way, what's going to happen is they're going to see you, right? And they might stay up here and kill you and just put all their aggro towards you. That's like 4 people on you, right? But at least you got to pick, and you probably live here. But what I'm saying is, for the future, just take the way they're not going. I will make bullet points so you can remember this stuff.
Meteor strike.
But yeah, just always take the position they're not currently going, or the route, I should say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And wait, I have to rewatch that. I wasn't really. So you jump down in front of them here instead of going on the stairs, and get the Mercy. That's good. Bap is on you. You try to kill Bap. That's good. But as soon as that McCree takes all his aggro to you, don't even land on him. It's like this Kree. He hasn't used his flash yet, and you're landing your ult on him. You could live, but it's very risky. I would have just gone back to point and just landed on their main tank or something. Like, he's half health.
Okay.
Oops. So yeah, I noticed you're getting like a little bit too greedy, which is what a lot of diamond and plat players have happened. I was even very greedy when I was in diamond, but I noticed that the less greedy you are, the more consistent you are. But because it's always better to live and re-engage than to die and have to respawn. That's good. You back up here. Keep running. Oh, don't even punch the diva. Okay.
So I should
Somewhere
have
down
just
there.
punched
You
away
probably would
there.
have died. Yeah, you should have just punched away here because like as soon as you see like 3 people up here, like there's a Mercy Diva tree, just run away. I wouldn't have fell down to the health back here. Like what the fuck? What is going on?
I put the game, man. Okay.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh.
Okay, okay, yeah, I would have just not punched. I would have punched. You had your punch, so I just would have punched back to your team here. Like while you're falling, just punch to your team. Don't get down into here. This is a horrible place to be on this map because unless your whole team is like looking at you, and unless your whole team is on this edge here or on the point, they can't help you down here. You're just like alone. So I would like even on attack or on defense, I would never go down here. It's just it's way too random. You always want to take engages and positions that aren't by chance. So like you'll get better at this if you pay attention to it more. But things that are like this are I just say they're RNG. So unless something has a high chance of succeeding, don't even do it. Nice, you got out with that. Okay, unlucky. What killed you there? What did like half your health? Oh, you're already half health. I wasn't looking at your health here. I guess so you try to get out here with no health, that's good. At least you're aware of your health. That's all I can say there. Yeah, this is just a lost fight. You're just trying to stall now.
So as a as a Doom player, how do you play against a Sombra?
How do you play against Sombra? So it depends how the Sombra's playing. Usually Sombras have like 2 play styles, right? And usually they will, just by how they like playing Overwatch, they'll have like one or the other, and they'll play one or the other. So let's say you have a Sombra player that enjoys, or not enjoys. Let's say you have a Sombra player on the enemy team that is sitting next to their healers, or is literally like, if you imagine, I'm gonna draw this out here. Actually, it's probably easiest. Hold up. Let me just fix this. There we go. If I open Paint. Okay. Fuck this beeping, man. Fucking garbage. I have to turn on this. Dude, I can't. It's beeping. There. Okay. So let's say you are. Let's say the team line is here. So I use a team line as an example. So this is think of it as a tennis court, right? Let's say your team is here, right? Your team. And then you got the, actually I'm just gonna use red and green for this, fuck that. Let's say this is the enemy team and this is your team, right? And then this line right here is the safety line. So if you go past this line, you're gonna die. But if you stay on this side, you're gonna live. It's a good example for what we're saying. It's not really like that in game, but it's a good example. So let's say we have Sombra right here, right? This is one of the Sombra's playstyles, okay? This is how all Sombras either play, like this, or I'll show you the next one after. So Sombra could be here, and you could be Doomfist, like let's just say here, right? Right? This makes sense, right? Your team, your Doom in the middle, Sombra in the middle of her team. Usually Doom has the opposite playstyle of a good Sombra. So a good Sombra will do literally the opposite of what you're doing. They will stay on the opposite of this line, if that makes sense. So let's say you are going to engage, right? You're engaging in on their team. Actually, let's say their Ana is over here, right? Ana's going over here because she's out of position. You, as a Doomfist, are like, okay, that's great, I can dive the Ana. Sombra is going to start hacking you, right? But because you know she's in the middle of her team, because you have to be able to identify this when you're playing against the Sombra, you need to either see that they like engaging your team or they like protecting their team. They do either of the two usually. And they don't usually change. So if the Sombra's in her team, I would not even engage that Ana. Even though the Ana's out of position and it looks free, I wouldn't even do it. It's just, unless she's drastically out of position and is like here, don't even go after her, because with a Sombra, anywhere in this whole area is like death. So unless they pass this line, do not even engage them. Unless the Sombra is completely distracted and doesn't have hack. Okay? I'm gonna record this so you can re-listen to this. And then that's one of the playstyles. So then you have the other playstyle, which is like the opposite, I guess you could say. This. Okay. So enemy team, your team. You're the Doomfist, as usual, because Doom one tricks be like, and then you're here. This is where Doom should always be, without anything to do with his team. Unless he's setting something up, that is. So he's here. It's you. And the Sombra, because this is the other type of playstyle I normally see. There may be a few others, but they're really uncommon. The Sombra would be somewhere over here or here on her side still. So you have the Sombra here, usually ready to go in, very close to going in, but not actually killable. So she's not killable because she could just translocate back, right? Or translocate away to like her translocator. So let's say her translocator is here. This is the Sombra. She could just teleport away when you engage her. So if you go after her, she's just gonna teleport away. If anyone goes after her, she teleports away. So what I would do before she engages in, because this is the other playstyle. Remember, normally they either protect, like I think Fitzy does the first playstyle I showed you, but against the Doom, that is. And what I would recommend is she's eventually gonna have to do something. This Sombra is either useless, sitting here, doing nothing, just shooting towards your team, farming EMP, or she is going in. So as soon as she goes in, she's not going to engage you. That is a horrible idea. You have a high health pool, right? So why would a Sombra engage a Doomfist in the middle of his team? It's a horrible idea. It wouldn't do anything. So a smart Sombra, or even a dumb Sombra, just anyone, would normally engage, let's say, the Ana. Let's say your Ana is here, and the Sombra is like, okay, I'm gonna go after the Ana. You literally need to wait for your Ana to get hacked. I know you may want to like instantly kill her, but if you go after her before she hacks the Ana, she still has hack. So just don't wait for your Ana to get hacked. But as soon as she uses hack, you need to go after her. So she's gonna be somewhere like here at that point. Just dive her, okay, and protect your Ana. So that's peeling for your Ana against the Sombra. That's the second playstyle, and that's mainly all of them, okay? You can rewatch those two playstyles. I'll have them in the video, but it's very important to know how to play against a Sombra. That's usually how I do it, and it usually works every time. But there are some occasions where your team plays in a specific way, or their team plays in a specific way, and you can't actually outplay them. Here it's just a lost fight. Can't do anything. If this fight had a chance of being winnable, I would what I normally do is go up the left here like as fast as I can, and you need, because this Kree is going to be really focused on killing whoever's stalling if someone else is stalling, because they really want to win. You need to just go up there. He's not even gonna notice you probably. If he does notice you, he's not gonna focus you, and if he does focus you, just go back. Right, wait up there. He's either gonna draw all his attention up to you here, or he's just gonna be shooting the objective. That's another thing you need to know in this game. It's not really about actually killing people. It's about preventing people from doing anything. By killing someone, someone can't do something. By distracting someone completely, they also can't do something. Or they do a lot less because he's more focused on killing you up there. So yeah, that's I would go up there and try to kill the Kree. It's just a better thing to do.
Score.
But yeah, draw as much attention as possible.
Initiating
I'm gonna make bullet points after this, so yeah. Do you have any other questions just about general gameplay?
No, so far no.
Okay.
Stick to the plan.
Ready for battle.
I'll bail you out.
Sorry if I talk a lot. I will have like a simplified like thing about this. Helping
No,
my
it's
fellow
fine.
Doom brothers out be like,
No, you're just elaborating on your points, so I don't mind.
Ready for battle.
okay. It's gonna start? Holy shit.
Defend objective A.
The big flicks onto nothing. Big. Oh, the big flicks, man. Look at that. Oh, man. Got a lot of value there.
RNG punch a Sombra, let's go.
Not on Sombra. But you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Horrible idea.
Yeah.
Now, I usually think very hard on how to engage here. So we could. It really depends on the enemy team. Engaging on Hanamura, it really depends on how they're playing. Like their Rhine, what time are we at? We're at 6 minutes. I'm just gonna speed this up so we can get a nice example of how he's playing. Watch their Reinhardt. Don't even pay attention. You just look at their Rhine. Okay, now that's a very like common thing for a Rhine to do. It's just to
Hold the corner.
not even just hold a corner. Just go stand here, back up, go out a little bit. If he sees something he can maybe capitalize on, like your low health, right?
Yeah.
A Rhine that is overly aggressive would normally do this. He'd try to capitalize on all that shit. So that looks cool. But basically you want to wait for the Reinhardt to get past this thing. So like the second he passes this, he's dead, because you could just punch him over here and uppercut him and just keep him here, right? So your job is not to actually go in. You actually shouldn't have to pass this line. It sounds so dumb because your job is like to kill squishies, right? But on this specific attack point, it's not your job. You can't. It actually is your job, but you just literally can't. So unless you're gonna swap off Doom, you need to just be killing their tank. You could do that very well here, though. Okay. Just how to explain this? Punch their Rhine as much as possible here. Just keep punching him and just throwing shit at him. If you do it right, he should die. Like good, you want to punch him, but you shouldn't do that. You waited too long. If you charge up punch while he's already out, he's just gonna back in. So you need to wait for him to start going out, and then you need to start charging punch. So you're trying to kill these ones. Very free ult. Shield sword. The punch. Okay. Yeah, I would have punched them like a little sooner there, and just kept them in the corner. That corner where the vending machine is so useful, like on this map. Just punch people over there and they can't live. This is also not a bad idea. Going for the healer in this corner isn't a bad idea, but that happens a lot. Where someone on the point or someone over here will turn around because the healer screams in voice chat. So they will have protection every time. So unless you're really good and kill them instantly, you're dead. And you probably will die even if you kill a bat. So even if you got this kill, you're gonna die, right? Because everyone's just gonna go after you. The thing is, what you're gonna do is you may think, oh, I got a pick, I'll just respawn and go in, right?
Yeah.
That is how it would work if your team wasn't retarded. Always assume your team is retarded, because your team is gonna see that you got a pick on BAP in the feed, and what are they gonna do? They're gonna start pushing in, right? Because they're fucking idiots unless you tell them not to.
Yeah.
So, my point is, if you kill BAP, you are dead. You are respawning. Your team's already pushing because they think that you got to pick on the healer, right? So, if that happens, just basically tell your team not to push when you need to. It's always safe to tell your team not to do something if you think they're gonna do something that might get them killed. There's no harm in saying it. So I would just say, like, don't push, wait for me, you know? If you get a pick, is what the whole point of me saying this is that if you get a pick in the future ever
Not even close.
and you die, just tell your team not to capitalize on it unless you know they can capitalize on it. A lot of people will capitalize on just one pick, which is not really that good. It's good if you have 6 people up on your team, but other than that, it's not. That's also good. Just punch the Rhine there. That's what I was like saying. Punch the Rhine over and over. That D.Va's free. Feeding. You're dead. You wouldn't have had to ult there if you didn't do that. This Rhine is free. Literally just keep him out. Don't let him get back in. You fucked up your slam. You should have slammed to the left room. By the way, the reason I'm saying things you messed up on is because I'm just saying everything that comes to my mind. It's how I do coaching. I just summarize it all later.
I take it.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I don't mind.
Nice. Stuck on the machine.
Doomfist like
What the fuck is that? Fucking idiot, man.
YOLO bomb. Sorry, I did it again. No, I didn't.
Enemy C.
You should never be on this side. You can't do what I said to do if you're on this side. Unless you're here and you punch him that way. Okay?
Okay.
But it's kind of risky compared to doing it the other way, because punching him into your team could actually get one of your teammates killed, right? But
Yeah.
punching him here where your team can see him and he's also alone, it's the same thing as punching him there, but you don't put your team at risk. So yeah, I would just stay on the other side. It's just better. But you're probably lining up a roll out here as a Doom will normally do. Yeah, you are. Or you're not. Okay. Yeah, there's no point in punching him back into his team. It's not going to do anything.
60 seconds.
In a perfect world, by now you would have gotten their Rhine killed, and you guys would have capitalized on that. Rhine, you see, Rhine pushed up so far there. You would have been able to keep him in that corner if you were on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Why go on Torb with Nano? Wait, it's too far back. What the fuck am I doing? Let's see. What else could you have going on? I mean, that might just be target priority, or there's just nothing better. Yeah, there's just better options. You could have gone You're going on a full HP Torb next to his turret while he has Overload ready to go. While he's ulting, I mean, like, it just ended, but still. Like, look at this. Your whole team is pushing these guys, and you decided it would be a better idea to go on the Torb with Nano. So yeah, that's just target priority.
Okay.
If you don't know what to target, just follow your team. Someone on your team might know who to target, and if they don't, just go with your team. That's what I always say. If you don't know, like a list of target priorities, like you might not know if anyone's free to kill. Just follow your team and just go with them. Like going on your own is never really gonna do anything, unless you know you can get a pick.
I'm on fire! Everyone follow me!
Big turret.
Victory at all.
Nice, you got the sword. Like you won this fight, but it could have been done cleaner. Is what I'm saying.
My ultimate is charging.
Why am I watching his cap and objective? What am I doing, bro?
I'm on the attack.
Viewing me capping the objective.
Yeah, dude.
Come and face me.
Okay. In attacks on so there's a lot of ways you can go here, but I know that a lot of them normally result in you dying. Like if you go left here, right? You usually have someone over there just fucking around, or someone up here is gonna go back that way to you, right? Usually you die that way, or if they're up here and you go through one of these windows, normally they will just look at you and kill you from up there, and you'll have to waste an ability to get up there, right? So, what I learned is like a good way to stop this is to just wait for your tanks to start feeding into this because eventually they will, and once they start going in, then go back here because they're all distracted on the Rhine right now, right? They're all looking at the Rhine. They're trying to kill him, right? They're wasting all their cooldowns on him. Literally, if you go over here, ignore the McCree. Just go up here and just kill the BAP. It's free. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
The main thing you need to watch for and know is that if your team is going in, the enemy team is distracted. It's just how that works. If your Rhine is currently engaging, the reason why you're meant to engage with your Rhine, or even at the same time as your Rhine, is because it makes everyone else on the enemy team distracted, and either they take longer to react to you, longer to kill you, or they just don't kill you. So that's why I'm saying to wait for your team to go in and then go around up to here. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
Always wait for someone to be distracted before you go on them. It's usually a general rule of thumb. No point on going on Ryan here. I mean, you uppercutted him off, that's good, but if he stayed up there, it wouldn't have mattered. Once again, down here is not a good idea. You're not getting anything done down here. You're probably going to do a rollout up, but I mean, why? If you stayed up here, it's just better. So I always like to stay on high ground, and it's usually better than getting the low ground. So tell me what you gained by jumping off here. Yes, you're away from the McCree. You gain safety, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. If you just went back here and waited a little bit, this game
Yeah,
is
we've done the same. Yeah.
yeah. It's the same thing as being down there, right? You're up here. You're out of line of sight of everyone, but you're near your team. So that way, you have high ground advantage. You have protection of cover, and you're near your team. That is why I stay over here, and then go in. So as soon as my Reinhardt jumps down onto point, usually everyone's gonna move away from the point, the healers and the squishies, or the DPS will engage the Rhine. Wait a couple seconds. As soon as he taps the point, wait a couple seconds, and then slam down from here. Don't even do like the big slam. Just do the short one, because at this point everyone's kind of like
By the
scattered,
short
right?
one, by the short one, do you mean the indicator slam or?
Indicator, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, do indicator slam off of here. just because everyone's scattered around. I usually save my 125 non-indicator slam for or arc slam it's called. I usually use my arc slam if I want to get a lot of ult charge or I need to do big damage on a big group. But indicator slam is very useful on single targets. So like I would go on the D.Va or the Mercy with indicator. They usually will have time to fly away if you use arc slam. So going down here is pointless. Big. Mine is throwing the match. Why is everyone here? What the fuck is this? What the wait. What is your Ryan doing, man? Your Ryan thought it would be a good idea to just engage their Ryan back here. What the fuck? You're at least you have somewhat of a brain and you're at least in the fight. These guys are just all backing up on this fucking Ryan feeding in the back line. Oh my god. And the best part is you reset the fight. You go back to getting ready to push. Because you just ended the push. There's 2 left in the point, man. There's 2. There's 2 people. And you guys just reset. What the I mean, that's not even your fault. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was as confused as you were when I saw my rank here.
I like how that
I'm on the attack.
Also, in my opinion, engaging as Doom never works here, going down main. It usually just never works in general, in my opinion, unless you're going up against a Junkrat or something. It just never works. People have high ground right here to look at you. People could jump down the back of you. People have high ground up there to look at you. Up everywhere, man. And you have just one big line of sight to everything. If your team is going this way, just tell them to fuck off up to the top right, man. Unless they have a Junkrat or something. As Doom, you should never push with your team into open sight lines. If your team is really wanting to go open sight lines, just go by yourself up to top right. Big turret. Nothing really you could do with Nano here. I mean, you got the Mercy on the so. Nice.
I'm taking the point.
Could have died like 3 times or whatever. This is bad. You watch that. Where's your okay, so half your team is dead. You see your Hanzo respawning and shit. I mean, you're either resetting here or you're engaging 4. I hope to God you're not engaging 4 people. But, you might just be resetting. Let's hope you're doing that.
Join me. Group up. Form up.
the battle goes on.
Attack! 60 seconds remaining.
By the way, I'll make the notes later. I'm too lazy to rewatch this whole thing and make notes about like general gameplay.
Yeah, it's
I'll
fine,
do
it's fine.
So yeah.
This is to my liking. This is to my liking.
My ultimate is charging.
Nice. In my opinion, actually, wait, he got your honor. Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't cancel that, your honor would have died. That's good. Yeah, it's good. Why not? Why are you going in first? You're not going first. Stop. At least you have ult. So you can knock out. Nice, nice. Oh, you hit the wall, dude. Let's watch that in slow-mo here. Let's see this in slow-mo. Oh, baby. The Doomfist. But anyways, I'm kind of retarded. But yeah, I think this match is over. You can't really win this. You're engaging way too fast. You didn't get any capitalization. Like your Hanzo's down. This fight is lost just from the start, in my opinion. Yes, you guys are up 4 and they're kind of scattered, but they still have more advantageous positions. Like they're up on high ground. These guys are full health. This is lost. Like I would just say this is lost. I mean, I would still try, but it's lost. You had to engage for overtime. So this match, I would say you did pretty well, except you could have done things cleaner. So the reason you're losing this match is not because you made like any constant feeding mistakes or anything, and this might happen in a lot of your games actually, where you just kind of play less cleanly. So let me explain it this way: you have a gear, right? Over your gameplay is a gear in the cog. I mean, is a gear in the system, right? Let's say your gear is dirty. If your gear is dirty, aka you're not playing cleanly, you're not playing as efficiently as possible, what's going to happen is you're going to slow down the machine, right? And so
Yeah.
if you're slowing down the machine, you're still working, you're still turning it, right? You're still being a gear. But if you slow down the machine and the other machine, which is the enemy team, is going at normal speed, you will be slower and lose. So you might just be losing because you're not being efficient. Efficiency increases your consistency of winning. So like if I consistently make good decisions, you're not going to win because you're getting more picks. You're going to win because you're getting the same amount of picks in less time. So you could have won this match or gotten both objectives in the amount of time you had if you played first objective better. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If you killed the Rhine quicker at the start when he was pushing up every time, and you got him in that corner, and you got him killed, you could have engaged right away, right at 10 seconds into the round, and just pushed right in and had that. That could have been all on you. You could have taken all the credit for that, and then you would have been on second point with like 3 more minutes. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in general, try to. If you're not getting value in like a minute of gameplay, switch something up. That's what I usually do, or I used to do. I used to, if I didn't get any big picks within 60 seconds of playing, I would instantly start doing something else or start doing something differently because whatever I'm doing is not working. Just try something else. That is if you take one thing out of this, if you're not doing something well or something right, you're clearly doing something wrong. So you might as well change up and change something up, play differently, play different play style. You will probably do better. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. What do you mean? Wait. How do you know whether a pick you get is a big pick, like a huge one?
It's usually less about the hero. I mean, no, that's wrong. It's usually less about like if it's a healer or if it's a tank or like which role you killed. It's more about like if I kill a Reinhardt and that Reinhardt is doing the majority of making space, right? Whoever in the tank role is making the most space is a big pick. Whoever in the DPS role is getting the most picks and is doing the most damage is the biggest pick. Whoever in the healer role is getting the most healing done and not dying a lot, if I kill them, that's a big pick. So whoever is hard to kill, whoever is doing well, is a good pick. Because in
Okay.
my opinion, if you can kill something that is good, like if a certain player on the enemy team is really good, like let's say someone's smurfing, right? The best way to counter a smurf is to outplay them. I know it sounds dumb, but if you can kill that smurf consistently, that might mean you're just better than the smurf. And that might mean that if your team can't kill the Smurf, like your other DPS might be worse than that Smurf, right? Because his playstyle is better than his. So your other DPS, your Hanzo in this situation, might be bad at killing their McCree, right? But if you can kill their McCree, then your Hanzo doesn't have to worry about him. And none of your teammates do. So I say a big pick is something that your team can't do. Or your team
Oh,
has
okay.
trouble doing. Does that make sense? So like if you could do something
Yeah.
your team has trouble doing, that's really good and it's time to push.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Granted you're up and you're ready to push, that is. So yeah. Any other things?
No.
Okay. Um if you want in probably tomorrow morning, right now it's 3 a.m. I might not sound like it's 3 a.m., but it's 3 a.m. Uh my sleep schedule's fucked, man. But tomorrow after I because in like 5 hours I have orientation for college. Um, when I get home from that, I'm gonna rewatch this and make some general notes and like things you should focus on for like the next week. And if you want, I could do another VOD review in a week if you want. If you,
Okay.
what I'm saying is basically from today on, I want you to work on certain things, okay? Like certain things that tell you to work on. That is.
Okay,
So yeah,
sounds fun.
yeah. That's what I did when I got coached once. My coach told me exactly what I needed to do for like the next week, and I like wrote it down, and I was like, okay, am I doing this match? Yes or no? If I'm not doing it, I'm bad. But if I am doing it, then I'm improving. So by doing the specific things that I tell you to do, which I haven't made the list yet, you will probably improve from this week on. Okay?
Oh shit. Okay, sounds fun.
Yeah.